On December 24th, 1865, Phillips Brooks was a half a world away from home and feeling like an older man than his 30 years. Only 6 years into his ministry, he'd been called upon in May to give the funeral message over President Abraham Lincoln. That solemn honor, in tandem with leading the congregation of Philadelphia's Holy Trinity Church through the bloody years of the Civil War, had taken its toll. Worn out and badly needing a spiritual rebirth, Brooks took a sabbatical and left the United States to tour the Middle East. On Christmas Eve in Jerusalem, Brooks borrowed a horse and set out across the desolate countryside. For many peaceful hours he was alone with his thoughts as he studied a land that had changed little since the days of Paul and Timothy. At dusk, a certain sudden sense of awe fell over Brooks. Under a clear sky, the first stars just beginning to emerge, he rode into the tiny and remote village of Bethlehem. Being present in the place in which Jesus was born, he vividly recalled a familiar story. There on streets almost unchanged since biblical times, Brooks felt as if he was surrounded by the spirit of the first Christmas. During the holiday season of 1868, recalling his ride into Bethlehem at dusk and the church service that had followed, he relived the experience and jotted down the lines that seemed to float into his head. His poem finished, he hurried to share it with his friend and church organist, Louis Redner. For hours, Redner struggled at the piano. Finally, on December 24th, as Redner went to bed, he was forced to admit he had failed. Laying in his bed, he found an unadorned and straightforward tune. Rubbing the sleep from his eyes, Redner discovered the tune given to him in slumber perfectly fit Phillips Brooks' words. As if blessed by God himself, on Christmas morning, O Little Town of Bethlehem was complete. Originally printed in cheap leaflet form, by the time of Phillips Brooks' death in 1893, O Little Town of Bethlehem had become one of the most beloved Christmas carols in the world. On a horse in a tiny village, a half a world away from his home and family, the meaning of Phillips Brooks' life and the purpose behind his work were brought into sharp focus. Since that time, millions have been blessed because of his ability to share his revelation with the world. Let us now sing O Little Town of Bethlehem in your hymnal at 2:30.